When we launch the real world token, we're not going to have some scam coin trying to hide from the SEC. No, we're going at the SEC. We're going to try and get full SEC approval.
The goal is that you can buy the token and own a percentage of the school.
I'm going to get SEC approval so I can launch the real world native token, which will pay you each day you hold it.
So you don't sign up and pay money. You actually sign up, get some of the token, and the token pays you.
It would be the biggest crypto project in history.
Andrew Tate may be the most prolific, blatant, and embarrassing scammer on the internet today. And this video is going to mark the 12-month anniversary of one of his silliest scams to date, the real world token. This crypto project came with the most cartoonishly absurd promises we have ever seen. In this video, I'm going to show you a series of things that Tate has said about the real world token. And the thing you have to keep in mind as you hear all of them is that as of today, in June 2025, Tate has still delivered no the real world token. So with that in mind, let's take us back to 12 months ago, June of 2024, when Andrew and Tristan Tate announced to their supposed students that they would be launching a brand new crypto project. They did this on one of their unfair advantage streams that are only available inside their supposed university, the real world. So this was essentially behind a paywall. Have a listen to the extravagant promises that Tate was making about this crypto project, which he was yet to name.
And here's where we're going to move on to the plan. And the plan of how I intend to enrich all of you as much as possible without upsetting God and hopefully without going to jail. Let's imagine staking happened very shortly after launch so that you could make money forever. So it's an investment. Let's imagine I airdropped it to the students of the real world, because why would I not make my students richer than everybody else? Imagine there was an airdrop to the real world students. And the students of the real world would see a huge increase in the airdrop token value as it went to retail and everybody who was not a student began to buy, while also giving you the easiest money play in history. Because the easiest money play in history is to join the real world for $49, get your tokens, and wait for them to go up. Because you know, the day this imaginary project comes true, you will be rewarded for all of that hard work in cold, hard cash. Of course, once this project went live, everyone inside of the real world, 200,000 people, are going to be trying to pump it. Imagine that, along with all the advertising I'd be doing on a worldwide tour. I really, truly believe it would be the biggest crypto project in history.
Andrew Tate promising his students that he will make them rich with this imaginary crypto project that still doesn't exist a year later. Keep in mind that back then it cost $50 a month to be one of Tate's students, and it now costs $99 a month, which means he was promising to make these kids rich if they give him money with a crypto project that still doesn't exist a year later. In this initial unfair advantage stream in June 2024, Tate was relentlessly hyping up how outrageously successful this imaginary project was going to be because he is so super famous and was going to have powerful celebrities and billionaires to help him pump the imaginary project to the moon.
Let's imagine I were to partner with billionaires for instant liquidity. It was correlated with my release from the Romanian borders, and I started flying around the world to promote it, sitting with your favorite movie stars. Please remember, guys, I'm more famous than anyone. All the movie stars, all the famous people, the red carpet, all that crap I've avoided, I'll start going to. I'll fill up stadiums, I'll do speaking tours, I'll do a tour on a bus around the country. All these other companies will be begging me to get involved, once again putting in millions of dollars to this project to pump this coin. If you knew the names of the people who are involved in this project and blowing up my phone trying to make it come true, I don't think you'd sleep for months. This is as big as things can possibly be, and it's going to be executed flawlessly.
Have we ever seen a celebrity or influencer hype up a crypto project quite like this, let alone one that never existed at all? In this unfair advantage stream from a year ago, Tate also told his students that the amounts they would receive of this token in the airdrop would be correlated with their status and ranking inside his supposed school, the real world. Tate has been known to call journalists that criticize him childish insults like dork nerd geeks, and directing his followers to do the same. With that in mind, have a listen to how dorky, nerdy, and geeky Tate's ranking system is inside his supposed university.
We should link the amount of tokens you get in an airdrop to your status within the real world. Members of the council will get the most. You can join the council via the courses tab. Then, of course, we will have kings, rooks, bishops, knights. You will all get a base allocation. This means that if you're a knight, you should work as hard as possible to become a bishop, to work as hard as possible to become a rook, to work as hard as possible to become a king, because you know the day this imaginary project comes true, you will be rewarded for all of that hard work in cold, hard cash.
I have nothing against nerds. The world needs nerds. But Andrew Tate is in absolute nerd denial. As for these ranking systems, the Tate's supposed students can progress up the rankings by spending more time inside the real-world platform, completing their various tasks and engaging with the other students. So what Tate is effectively saying here is, if you spend maximum time inside my cult, I will make you rich with this crypto project, and then delivering no crypto project. I'll touch more on these ranking systems later in the video, but first we need to touch on an insane element of Tate's promises in this imaginary crypto project. The Tate brothers continue discussing this project in the following months throughout 2024, and incredibly, they promised that any of their students who held any of this imaginary crypto would own a percentage of their supposed school, the real world, and earn a percentage of the real world's profits, which Tate laughably claimed was $20 million a month.
Regarding the real world token, I'm going to do a full white paper on that and explain it all, but I want you guys to understand the utility of this token. This token is going to be backed by the profits of the real world. The real world as an entity generates around 20 million a month probably profit. That's all going to be pushed back into the token. So depending how much of the token you own, depends how much of the real world you own. If you own 1% of the token supply, you own 1% of the real world. If you own 10%, you own 10% of the real world, which is 2 million a month. So you're going to be able to stake it based on the profit the real world generates. So it's effectively being able to purchase and get control of a percentage of the largest online educational platform in history. You're able to buy the token of the real world, be a student of the real world, and get paid every single month from the token. Completely legit, above board, taxes paid, everything. I want you to be able to buy the real world token and get paid based on the profits of the school. So all of the students get paid for going to school. So you don't sign up and pay money. You actually sign up, get some of the token, and the token pays you. The goal is that you can buy the token and own a percentage of the school. So imagine you sign up for the real world, you start to make money, you focus on your tasks, then you can invest that money in the real world token and get paid every single month, a monthly dividend from the profits of the school. Meaning you can own a percentage of the largest online university in the world, which will grow for the next 20 to 30 years. This is going to be the largest platform in the world. You can own a percentage of it and get paid every single month for the rest of your life. Once you own a percentage of a real cash generating business, you're rich forever. That's it. It's done. You own 10% of the largest university in the world. You're rich forever. It's finished.
Could this be the most extravagant promises we've ever seen for a crypto project? And I need to remind you that 12 months on, this token doesn't exist. Throughout 2024, Tate was also claiming that he had spent millions and millions of dollars on lawyers to get this imaginary token approved with the SEC.
I am working with the SEC so that the real world token can be launched as a security.
When we launch the real world token, we're not going to have some scam coin trying to hide from the SEC. No, we're going at the SEC. We're going to try and get full SEC approval.
So it will be a security, which means it needs SEC approval. We've begun that. We're paying a lot of money. We're going to get that done. So I've spent a lot of money on lawyers, 2-3 million so far, but we're going to get it done. I'm doing all the legality, all of the tokenomics, all of the paperwork, all of the SEC. I'm spending millions of dollars on lawyers, putting all of this together to give you an opportunity to own a company like the one that you're currently in.
I've got a legal call with the SEC. Then I'm going to come back on here. I'm going to give away a Lamborghini.
I'm getting SEC approval. This is true. I've spent millions of dollars on lawyers. I'm going to get SEC approval so I can launch the real world native token, which will pay you each day you hold it. This is all complete. The tech is all complete. We have all the paperwork with lawyers to make sure we're SEC compliant.
Of course, the idea of the SEC pre-approving a crypto project by Andrew Tate is beyond absurd. But even if we suspend our disbelief just for a minute, throughout 2024, Tate was promising his supposed students that he was close to getting SEC approval for the Real World token. Here is a post that Andrew made inside the Real World platform in October 2024, saying the Real World token is going to sail through SEC and everything is going to the fucking moon. Show me another celeb with a meme coin, spending millions on legal to get SEC approved for a security, so he can share the profits of his online school. Nobody. You have no idea how big we are going to be. This was back in October. It is now the middle of June 2025, and of course there is no SEC approval. The Real World token doesn't even exist. It's time to talk more about the nerdy ranking system that we heard Tate talking about earlier, saying the higher your ranking, the more you would get in the Real World token airdrop and the richer you would get. First, let me explain the highest level of the Real World nerd rankings, the Council.
Members of the Council will get the most. You can join the Council via the Courses tab.
Inside of the real world, we have the council, and the people inside of the council help me plan everything that is involved in the real world, including the upcoming crypto project. So people inside of the council can help me with every single thing inside of the real world in terms of all the product launches. But the new coin we're going to launch, daddy holders, will also be in a room inside of the real world, and they can also contribute along with the council.
At the time Tate posted those videos, it cost $1,997 to join the council. This is Tate promising his students that if they join his fake university for $50 a month, then give him another $2,000, then they will become rich with his crypto project. A crypto project that 1 year later doesn't exist. The other ranking system, which we saw Tate talk about constantly in his promotions for the Real World token, is what he calls power levels.
Your power level should also give you a separate airdrop. You should have an airdrop based on your rank and an airdrop based on your power level.
It is more important than ever you get your power level up. It's extremely important. Your power level is going to directly reflect the amount you're rewarded in the airdrop.
I've also explained that power levels inside of the real world will allow you to accumulate the real world token. There's going to be an airdrop, which is based on how much data you've staked and your power level inside of the real world.
When I launch the real world token, everybody with a higher power level will get a higher airdrop amount.
And what we're going to do is we're going to literally set aside a percentage of the company and say, okay, that is for the real world students based on power level, based on performance. Share dropped to everyone. Not air dropped, share dropped, because they're shares.
You will get free the real world tokens for your power level inside of the real world. So you need to join now, begin completing lessons and making money. So when the real world token launches, you get free the real world token based on your power level.
And you must wake up every day and train hard and log in and try and give value and increase your power level and do anything it takes to become as powerful as possible inside of the real world before the airdrop comes true. That is the only way that you are going to be saved via this project. That is salvation. And on the way, you will learn the lessons required for you to enjoy the money once you have it. That is what God wants from me and that is what God wants from you.
What are power levels, you may ask? A member of the real world's power level increases when other members engage with their posts inside the platform. I've said for a long time that I believe the real world is a cult and Andrew Tate is a cult leader. And in my opinion, this is just another element of the cult dynamic. The power level is designed to keep Andrew Tate's fans logged into the real world and isolated from the actual real world.
I like saying to you guys that if you don't work, you will not get many tokens in the airdrop and you will miss your chance for millions of dollars. I like to say that because then if you're too lazy to log into the real world every day, you deserve it.
Tate told these kids that if you stay logged in and increase your power level, that you would get rich with the real world token that a year later does not exist. Once 2025 rolled around, Tate hoped we would forget the ludicrous promises he made for the real world token. They have rarely brought it up. But in a stream just a few weeks ago, Andrew had the nerve to bring it up in an offhand comment as he was discussing features he was promising in the Real World 2.0, which also, as of the recording of this video, does not exist.
A job board is coming. The ability to hire or be hired by the real world students and businesses directly. All payments done within the app. We're going to have a wallet inside of the app for instant withdrawals and full ownership of funds. So you'll be able to hire people inside of the school to do work for you, be hired by other people inside of the school. All money that transfers between you will be done inside of the app by your username, inside of your wallet directly with instant withdrawals and full ownership of funds. Anybody with a brain who understands what I was saying before about the real world token and the future of Daddy knows that once this wallet launches, Daddy and the real world token are going to be heavily involved and they're both going to blow up to the moon.
The real world token. The most extravagant promises we have ever seen an influencer make about a crypto token. He literally promised the biggest crypto project in history. And not only did Andrew Tate not deliver what he promised, he delivered literally nothing. Andrew and Tristan Tate are not only degenerate, self-confessed, sex-trafficking child predators, but in my opinion, they are the most blatant, prolific, and embarrassing scammers of our time. The reassuring thing about this is based on my research and my sources, far less people are falling for their garbage than ever before. The membership numbers of the real world has dwindled, and it is now like a ghost town compared to times gone by. Any young lads who come to the realization that the Tate brothers weren't what they thought, and continuously were not giving them what they promised, will continue to be welcome on my channel without being judged. I will not be intimidated or silenced from covering the Tate scams and various legal troubles. And for those that aren't aware, that is exactly what the Tates are trying to do. They filed a ridiculous, frivolous lawsuit against myself and a number of other individuals. A number of us have started a crowdfund to support our defense. I'll leave a link in the description. If you're able to make a donation or even share it, it would be much appreciated. Make no mistake about it, I will not be silenced by these pathetic, degenerate children.